25 years ago, Ronald Reagan was president. Tip O'Neill was Speaker of the House. Margaret Thatcher was England's Prime Minister. And British entrepreneur Sir Anthony Fisher, head of the Atlas Foundation, asked a young economist named John Goodman to start a think tank, the National Center for Policy Analysis. It would address some of the nation's most critical public policy problems. Purposefully choosing to locate in Dallas and not Washington, Goodman believed it was important to be where fresh ideas could flourish and take root. With a strong board of directors, a dedicated staff, and a belief that ideas could change the world, the NCPA set out to find private alternatives to government policies that were not working. Drawing on some of the best minds in the academic and scholarly community, the young organization quickly became known as the New Ideas Think Tank. By introducing Margaret Thatcher's techniques of privatization into the U.S., the NCPA sparked a revolution in local government. A controversial report card on public schools brought accountability to public education and became a model that is now followed almost everywhere, raising the quality of education for students. An education task force report led to the private school voucher movement, giving parents alternatives to poorly performing schools. The discovery of important flaws in welfare law led to the first repeal of a federal welfare program in 100 years, saving taxpayers millions of dollars. A single book changed the way the entire country now looks at health care reform. And the NCPA was brought to the forefront of public policy debate on health care. Because of the NCPA idea for health savings accounts, 12 million families are now managing some of their own health care dollars. As the demand for NCPA ideas grew, Governor Pete DuPont joined the team, and the NCPA opened a satellite office in Washington, D.C., giving national leaders direct access to its outside-the-beltway thinking. The payoff was immediate. 5 NCPA tax ideas proposed with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce became the core of the contract with America. 3 of these ideas ultimately became law. Because of the NCPA idea for Roth IRAs, $225 billion in retirement savings will never be taxed again. Because of the NCPA idea for repealing the Social Security earnings penalty, 78 million baby boomers will be able to work beyond age 65 without losing Social Security benefits. A debate on capital gains taxes between NCPA President John Goodman and columnist Michael Kinsley became a classic in the field. More recently, an NCPA book with a foreword by Senator Kay Bailey Hutchison explains the reforms needed for our outdated institutions to better conform to the role of women in the economy. The NCPA reached its target audiences by appearances at press conferences, testimony before Congress, radio and television appearances, writing for the nation's leading newspapers, and hosting conferences and seminars. Through its partnership with William F. Buckley and his Firing Line debate series, the NCPA brought into the living rooms of people nationwide such new ideas as a flat tax, privatizing Social Security, school choice, and welfare reform.
Dr. Goodman.
Senator, it's estimated that the IRS sends out 8 billion pages of forms and instructions every year to taxpayers requiring the killing of about 294,000 trees. Does your side, is it your position that that's about the right number of pages and the right number of trees, or do you have some other ideal level of bureaucracy that you're advocating?
At the top, I'd have a rate on a consumption tax that was way over 100%, so you couldn't have your lifestyle. Think about that. I'd charge you 1,000% when you spend your millionth dollar on consumption.
If you've got enough prisons.
You couldn't have your boat.
Yeah. Have you got a gulag set up for people who don't go along with it?
How can you possibly implement this system without soaking the upper middle class or increasing the deficit?
Well, you might do it by cutting spending, of course.
Well, but that's a different...
You assume a static model.
And I was talking about losing benefits on the expenditure side.
Losing your Social Security check is not a tax.
That's not a tax.
That's a contribution of some kind to the betterment of America.
Since 1991, the NCPA has partnered with the Hatton W. Sumner's Foundation to bring internationally renowned speakers to Dallas. Because of these and other aggressive marketing techniques, NCPA ideas and activities began appearing in major newspapers and wire services across the country. And if the NCPA had to buy all that coverage, it would cost well in excess of $50 million, a handsome return on investment. And with the Internet, the NCPA took marketing to the next level. Today, more than 30,000 people every day visit the NCPA's one-stop shopping websites, where they find more than 25,000 documents produced by the entire public policy community. Every business day, more than 10,000 people receive daily policy digest, summarizing everything that's new in the world of ideas. More than 1,000 people a day visit John Goodman's healthcare blog, and 400,000 students have free access to the nation's most extensive resource for high school debate. The NCPA has worked with the nation's best and brightest scholars, government leaders, the national news media, and international leaders. Through 4 presidential administrations, through both Democrat and Republican-led Congresses, through economic boom times and recession, the NCPA has become the premier source of innovative ideas to help solve the nation's most difficult public policy problems. NCPA, ideas changing the world.